Okay guys, this video is going to teach you how to print out a paper invoice and how to fill out the paper invoice. The only time you will ever have to do this is if for some reason Compass, the online ordering system, is down for some reason, but most of the time you're going to use Compass. So how you get a paper invoice if you don't already have some is come to the inventory app, which is at the bottom of our website. It's going to be the inventory login, and click that link and it'll bring you here, and your username is sheds, SHEDS, as you see on the screen, and then your password is going to be JAM2013. So write that down if you haven't already. Again, that's JAM2013, JAM 2013, and it'll log you in. And the next thing you're going to do is the dealer info page login. That link right there, click it, and Amanda will have already given you, before you watch this video, Amanda should have already given you a username and a password for this dealer info page login. So go ahead and insert that and click login, and you'll see a link right here that says click new invoice. Click here to get a new invoice. Click that and you'll see it already has when you've logged in, it'll have your dealer information right here, and it'll look the same, exactly same as this. And if you look at this number right here, it says 208694. Okay, watch what happens when I click here to get a new invoice. It changes it to 208695. So every time you log into this, or every time you print a new invoice, make sure, for definite, you can click this button as many times as you want and you're never going to make us mad, because this number down here will go on for forever. So each time you come in here, just click it, make sure that it is a new invoice, and then just right click on it and print, and it'll print it out for you, and then you can start filling it out by hand. Now, you've probably never filled one out by hand, so you're probably wondering, well, where do I start and what do I do? So this is what happens when, or this is what it should look like once you're done filling it out. As I said before, this up here, the dealer information will already be auto-filled for you, and depending on what district you're in, it'll either say OH or NC for North Carolina. So this one just happens to be an Ohio invoice, and you'll see I've got the sell date, which is 5/10, which just happens to be today, and then estimated delivery, since it is a to build down here, I just put it a month out. If it's a cash sale, the customer information is going to go on the sold to, and you don't have to put a ship to unless the address is different than the sold to. If it is a rent to own, the RTO company's name is going to go up in the sold to, and then the customer's information is going to go in the ship to. Because if it is a rent to own, the building is technically being sold to the rent to own company and being shipped to the customer. So then next you're going to have the customer's phone numbers. We do like to have two phone numbers just in case the first one is either a wrong number, disconnected number, or just can't get a hold of the customer. Next you've got your size and style, and that is very, very, very important that it is on there. We do see a lot of orders come through that are written by hand that just either leave the style off or leave the size off, and we have to figure it out by what the price is. So to make sure you fill that out. Next is off lot or to build. If it's an off lot, circle off lot. If it's to build, circle to build. Saves our office staff a lot of time from having to look up and research and see if it is an off lot sale. So just make sure you circle that. And then down here you've just got all your basic building information, the colors, what all options they want. As you can see down here, you've got your 50-year flooring. It's not an auto-filled space over here, so if it's not an auto-filled space option, just go ahead and write it down here on the bottom. You can, if you run out of space, you can wipe these, the anchors, the ramp, the wiring, you can wipe these things out and just make yourself some extra lines here and price it all out, and then go up here to the drawing and do exactly as I've done here, and try to make your drawing neat to where the builders can see it and make sense of what's there, and make sure that everything that the customer is wanting is in the drawing, because if it's not, then it's going to come back on you, and the customer is not going to be happy if something was missed. So make sure everything is in the drawing. And next you've got your dealer site check visits, your mule, and your load largest store 2. These are just things to help our drivers. If you did a dealer site check, just circle yes. If it needs a mule, circle yes. If it doesn't, circle no. That's very important because some drivers do not have mules, so that could depend whether they get their shed tomorrow or a week from now. So make sure you circle yes or no for mule. Load largest door 2 is just something to help the drivers know where to load the doors to, so that when they get out there, there's not a lot of driving in the yard to get the shed where it needs to go. Tax rate and county is pretty common sense. It's just what the tax percentage is, so that our accountant here in the office doesn't have to do the math down here to figure it out. And how did you hear about us? Is this something our office staff likes to know, so that we know where the majority of our sales are coming from. So if you can fill that out, that helps us know where our sales are coming from and where our customers are seeing us and hearing about us. We love to know that kind of stuff. And then obviously your dealer business is just it's just your business name. That just helps us distinguish the orders from one another. Then down here at the bottom, you do want to have your customer sign this invoice, just so that so that we know that they've read all this right here. It's just basically explaining that we are not liable for anything that goes wrong during delivery. And make sure all your math over here is correct, and make sure all the numbers are in the correct space. So your sales tax needs to be beside sales tax. Make sure you note whether it is paid in full up front or if it's balance due on delivery. What most people do is, if it's COD, which is cash on delivery or check on delivery, they just come over here and write a big COD over here, and that way it lets the driver know it is COD. So that is how you fill out an invoice. What you're going to do after you've filled it out, you're just going to scan it in and put it in your Dropbox folder, and you are done once you call in and make sure that we did receive the order through Dropbox. So that's how you fill it out. If you have any questions about it or concerns or some ideas, you can give us a call here at the office. The number is 828-212-1378. Or if you're in the Northeast District, the number is 330-754-2003. Thank you guys.